They say time buries all secrets, but some secrets refuse to stay buried. In 1922, when Howard Carter breached the sealed door of Tutankhamun's tomb, the world held its breath. Gold, jewels, statues, an entire kingdom of the dead, perfectly preserved for 3,000 years. It was, without a doubt, the greatest archaeological discovery in history. But what if I told you that not all of Tutankhamun's treasures remained in Egypt? What if some of them ended up hidden, not in a pyramid, but inside a grand British castle? Welcome to Biography Plus, where history's biggest secrets come to light. Our story begins not in the sun-scorched sands of Egypt, but in the lush green fields of England. At Highclere Castle, the magnificent home of Lord Carnarvon. You might recognize it as the set of Downton Abbey, but its real story is even more dramatic. Lord Carnarvon was the wealthy aristocrat who financed Howard Carter's long and arduous search for the boy king. He wasn't just a sponsor. He was obsessed with ancient Egypt, its mysteries, its curses, and its untold glory. When Carter finally made his famous discovery, Carnarvon was right there beside him, his flashlight cutting through the millennia of darkness inside that ancient chamber. For the world, it was a moment of pure triumph. But for Egypt, it marked the beginning of a different story, one of ownership, loss, and deeply guarded secrets. The tale took a dark turn when Lord Carnarvon died suddenly just a few months after the tomb was opened. Newspapers around the globe screamed of the curse of the pharaoh. Strange events fueled the legend. Electric lights reportedly flickered and died across Cairo at the moment of his death. Miles away, back at his estate in England, his beloved dog howled and dropped dead. The world was simultaneously terrified and captivated. But behind the sensational headlines and the myth of the curse, something far more tangible was happening, quietly and out of sight. In 1924, the Egyptian government took legal action against the 6th Earl of Carnarvon, the late Lord's son and heir. At the time, archaeological finds were often divided between the excavator and the host country. Egypt, however, was determined to keep its heritage. They sued for the entirety of the tomb's contents. The Earl lost the case. The court ruled that the treasures belonged to history and to Egypt alone. That seemed to be the end of it, or so everyone believed. Fast forward over 60 years to 1988. The 7th Earl of Carnarvon, the grandson of the original explorer, was poking around the castle's private, unused rooms. He stumbled upon a forgotten passage, tucked away between the butler's pantry and the staff quarters. Behind locked doors and inside dusty, forgotten cupboards, he made a discovery that would shock the world of Egyptology. There, he found over 300 ancient Egyptian artifacts, precious amulets, intricate statues, fragments of gold, and even items that experts believed had come directly from Tutankhamun's tomb itself. No one had known they were there. There were no records, no public mentions, just silence. It seemed that the 6th Earl, the very man who had lost the lawsuit decades earlier, may have hidden them away, creating a secret Egyptian museum right there in the heart of the English countryside. Highclere Castle, the majestic building now known to millions as Downton Abbey, was hiding a royal secret of its own. Tourists could walk through its grand halls, admire the glittering chandeliers, the priceless portraits and the polished floors, all while having no idea that just behind a simple wooden door lay a forgotten treasure room that had crossed continents and centuries. When the news broke, Egyptologists were stunned. How could this have happened? Were these priceless items smuggled out of Egypt? Were they secret gifts? Or were they quietly kept during the chaotic and poorly documented aftermath of the tomb's discovery? The truth? Well, it remains a subject of intense debate to this day. Since their rediscovery, many of these artifacts have been put on display at Highclere Castle. Visitors can now stand just feet away from relics of ancient Egypt, relics that, according to the 1924 ruling, perhaps should never have left the banks of the Nile. For some, this collection is a fascinating, tangible link between Britain and Egypt's shared, complex history. For others, it's a painful reminder of how much of Egypt's soul was carried away during the Age of Empire. Even today, the conversation continues. Egyptian officials have, on occasion, quietly asked for the return of certain items from the Highclere collection. But these requests are delicate. tangled in politics and diplomacy. After all, how do you formally demand the return of something that for over half a century was never officially admitted to exist? It's a historical and ethical puzzle with no easy solution. As the sun sets behind Highclere's iconic towers, you can almost imagine the ghost of Lord Carnarvon walking its halls. He was the man who brought the Boy King's world back to life for all of us, and perhaps, just perhaps, took a piece of it home with him forever. Deep within the castle's private rooms, among the dust and the silence, these treasures still shine, 1,000 years of history, trapped between two very different worlds. This raises a profound question. Did Tutankhamun's treasures truly belong to Egypt alone? Or, through this strange and winding journey, do they now belong to the story of humanity itself? Maybe. That's the greatest mystery of all. You've been watching Biography Plus. If you believe history still has stories to tell, don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more hidden histories. Thanks for watching.